Hey everyone, what is going on? Hexlex here with another Master Duel video for you guys. Today in this one we are going to be doing yet another one of our viewer specials. I am so stoked to see the response from you guys. Holy crap. I was a little worried that maybe I wouldn't get enough responses from you guys in order to actually like have enough replays to do this on a weekly basis, but I don't know what else I was expecting. I could not ask for a better response from you guys, and I say I don't know what else I was expecting because you guys have shown time and time again in the comments, in my Twitch chat, on my Twitter, and the replies that I truly do have one of the best fan bases on YouTube, and I mean that too. Like, I say it all the time, but you know, I see it in the comments, and I see other comment sections. They definitely don't. Definitely are not always as productive as mine are. So yeah, I'm really glad this series is successful so I can help celebrate you guys, because as far as I am concerned, this is our channel. This is not my channel. This is our channel. Because you guys are as much of a part of this process in helping me improve, I think, as I am in helping you guys improve. So that's why I like to take these videos to feature some of your replays so that we can learn from your games, and also give you guys a chance to show off some of your games to the masses, so to speak. So I'm actually doing this one a little bit differently as well. Normally, I guess for the first two rather, I would record them and then later commentate over it, just because that was like in the interest of saving time. But I want to do this one a little bit differently. I'm going to actually watch the games and react live to them as they're playing out, instead of pre-recording them and then just doing it that way. So if you are interested in having some of your replays featured on the channel, then the way that you can do that is, if you check out my description, there's a link in there to my Twitter. If you go to my Twitter, I have a pinned tweet where I am encouraging people to share their replays and or deck lists. And that's going to be the best spot for you, is to leave a reply to that pinned tweet on my Twitter page. Again, a link is available in that description down there. That's going to be the best place for me, because it's just one, it's one spot where I can curate all of the replays that are sent to me. I can just go reference that. It just makes it a little bit more convenient for me. If you don't have a Twitter, though, that's okay. You can go ahead and leave your player ID, as well as the replay date and time, in the comments of this video, and I will do my best to grab replays from there as well. That one is a little bit more of a process, because then I have to go through the comments of like individual videos and make sure I didn't miss anybody. So if you can put it on the Twitter thread, that is the best spot to do it. But if not, do put it in the YouTube comments, and don't worry, I will still check those out. Yeah, and again, the format to leave those in, the best way is to leave your player ID, which is going to be this 9-digit number here, and then leave the date and or time of the replay. Another thing you could leave in addition to those, or instead, but ideally in addition to those, is the name of your opponent, just to make sure that I'm looking at the specific game you want me to see. Another thing too is that make sure to leave those games as public replays so that I'm able to view them. And also leave them up for ideally up to a week, at the very least a few days after you respond, because I don't always get the time to record these videos like as soon as I start getting the replies in. So I would say leave it up for a week. I will definitely get to it within a week, but if not a week, at least a few days, just give me a chance to record it. So again, just to recap, you're going to want to share the ID, the player ID, the date and time, and or the name of your opponent, so I know the specific game. Share those on the Twitter thread, ideally, but if you don't have a Twitter, share them in the YouTube comments. All right, now that we've done all that, let's go ahead and take a look at some games. Oh, another thing too I want to throw on real quick. Don't worry if you don't see your game featured. There's a decent chance that I might be saving it for a later viewer special. So yeah, just want to make that clear as well. Okay, now let's watch some folks' replays. Okay, so the first replay for today's video is going to come to us from Mama Duel 423 here on Master Duel, who goes by Reshmian, I think, on YouTube. It's not your name that's confusing me. It's my own chicken scratch handwriting. I can't tell if I can't read half the letters I write down. Not just there, but in general too. But let's see. I believe they wanted us to take a look at this game here, which looks like it's from a little bit ago, but that's all right. We can take a look at some older gameplay. Just keep in mind that this is going to be from before, you know, obviously like the DPE and Sword Souls and all that stuff came out. So let's see what we've got here. Ooh, looks like we're playing Cybers here. I really like Cybers, actually. They're a rogue deck that I've considered... against Ad Ignister. They're a rogue deck that I've considered going into before, because I am at least a little bit familiar with them. At some of their stuff, anyway. I mean, the last time I played them, like, in the TCG last time I played them, was probably, like, actually when the first Cyber Structure deck came out. I've messed around with them a little bit on, like, Edo Pro and stuff, you know, in the years that I wasn't, playing and before Master Duel came out, but, yeah, not too much there. So, looks like they had an Ash for our Cyber Emergency, which is a little bit annoying, but not too bad at all. Oh, they have the Maxi as well. That's definitely a little bit brutal there. So, even though we were able to stop their plays with the Maxi, it looks like they had the hand traps for us as well. But, are we going into... Well, this wouldn't be DPE, right? I was just going to say DPE, but no, of course this game is from before that card came out. So that's right. It's it's easy for me to forget that when you're playing a legitimate fusion deck, it's like, oh yeah, we do actually have reasons to go into Vert Anaconda. But is this an OTK? I know this this Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon is scarily. It's scary how easy this card can OTK sometimes. But I don't think we have one here. It looks like. Close but no cigar. Yeah, they left at 2,000 there. Excuse me. Ooh, I have like the hiccups. Let me get some water here. Ooh, looks like we have a trap for them. What is this? Cybernetic Overflow? Oh, yeah, wait, I think this card... Wait, was this in the original structure deck? I don't remember, actually. It might have been. But cool, yeah, we're able to stop their plays pretty easily there. Well, at least, you know, but then they have the Ignister AI land anyway. Yeah, this card definitely is like the key to this deck. So I think I've never seen this card before. I think if you're, you know, comboing, or if your opponent's playing Ad Ignister and they're comboing out, I'm pretty sure Dark Infant, yeah, Dark Infant, if they haven't already searched AI land, then Dark Infant searching it is the choke point you want to like Ash or Valor or whatever, Imperm. I think. I've heard that before, but I'm not too familiar with Ad Ignisters, so I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this is definitely a bit of a yikes. I'm not really sure how we're going to come back from this one. I guess we're still at 6,000. I don't know how much OTK potential this deck has. Especially when they get disrupted. Didn't we disrupt them a little bit earlier on? Should have been paying better attention. No, we didn't actually. They just Raigeki and then started going off, so... Let's see, this Cyber Rev system. Oh, okay, that's right. I remember this card. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Cybers have been getting like a lot of support since I left the game. I left the game, I think Infinity, Cyber Dragon Infinity had like just come out either right before or right after I left the TCG. I don't quite remember. You know, it's funny, right? Because the thing I liked about Cybers was the reason I liked Zane a lot was as a kid when I would watch GX is, you know, I liked summon big monster deck. Like, just making a huge Cyber End Dragon. And then just running over the opponent with Power Bond there. But now the deck's like, you don't even need Power Bond anymore. Power Bond used to be like the identity of Cybers, and now it's just kind of like not even, I wouldn't even call it an afterthought, because it's just not optimal. Wait, how do we not lose there? Doesn't our opponent... Oh, wait, no, they could still go for the at arrival. Yeah, then they still have the different attributes? Wait, am I tripping, or did they not miss out on an opportunity to go for a 6,000 attack at arrival Cyber Agnister? Like, multiple times now. Wait, what? I mean, I guess... Access Code Talker is also lethal here? Maybe? I don't know. I just feel like our opponent did this in a really weird and roundabout kind of a way. Oh, they were playing around the magnetic turtle. That's right. I missed the part where we banished that. I guess our opponent did too. I guess? I don't know. Maybe they were playing around it. Who knows? So they got another max C for us. But yeah, this is looking like a situation where we're just going to go for it. Wow, they wasted the imperm on this, really? That's totally fine. Wait, why would you imperm the Mega Fleet? Why wouldn't you wait? That's only 100 damage, isn't it? Unless this does something I'm not... No, that's only if it attacks. I don't know. Unless this does something I'm not aware. That's the cool thing, too, about these viewer specials that I like, is that I get to see you guys play decks that, like, I don't see very frequently at all. So that's really nice, just to have the experience. And yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, watching other people play Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, this applies to any game in general, not just Yu-Gi-Oh! But, like, watching other people play a game is by far the best way to improve. And to be honest, like, I am usually so busy, like, creating content that I don't watch as much of it as I should, so this is also a nice little way for me to get a little bit of studying in, so to speak. But, cool, yeah, wow, we managed to come back from that game where I thought there was no way we were going to be able to come back, but that electromagnetic turtle totally saved us there. That's actually really cool. Thanks for sharing that, Mamba Duel slash... Is it Reshima or Reshimen? Again, it's my own fault, my own chicken scratch handwriting. But thank you very much for sharing that that replay there. All right, let's go ahead and watch the next one. All right, so the next game that we have here is going to be against. I'm so used to saying that when I start a game here, right? Because I'm used to me playing, but no, not against MixP, certainly not. We're going to be taking a look at another game from MixP. You might remember that he very generously contributed a bunch of games that we used for our first viewer special. So we got another one here to take a look at. Let's see. I am looking for this one, I believe, which should be Sword Souls versus Prank Kids. MixP is going to be piloting a Sword Soul list. By the way, if you're curious to check out some of these deck lists, a lot of the people in the Twitter thread are sharing the deck list as well as the replays there. So you can definitely go ahead and check out the Twitter. Even if you don't have a Twitter, you can still check out that pinned Twitter thread. And you can find the deck list of some of the people who are contributing some of these games. So, thank you again to everybody who is doing that, including MixP here. So it looks like we got a pretty decent start here with the Sword Soul opening. Looks like we're going to go into a Hulk line, thanks to the vessel there. So, did we open multiple vessels, it looked like? Yeah, we did open multiple vessels. I mean, it is what it is, you know. Definitely not ideal, but could be a lot worse. Better than opening, you know, not a 10U plus a vessel. Or, yeah, I said that right, a 10U plus a vessel, so. Let's see, yep, going into the Yazzie, and then we pop the Yazzie with the Auroradon. Pretty standard stuff thus far. Looks like we're getting the Taya, yep. And, no, we didn't have to use our normal summon, did we? Because we used Vishuda. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we actually do still have a normal summon potentially here. But yeah, this is a pretty standard, not variant of the Hulk Auroradon line, but something you can often do is just throw in a free extra Baxia like this, right? If you send the Taya, or if you summon a Taya off the Yazzie, and then when you sync with Taya, you can use that to send a Moye, and then you can get back the Moye. And if for the exact reason that MixP just did here, a good reason to do that is because it makes it really easy to go into Chao Feng. Because you've already got the Baxia out, then you can just wheel into the Adhara really easily with an Ashuna, which was set up via Vessel. So definitely a very, very well set up turn one from MixP here. Chao Feng being very, very good in general. Wow, we even drew the, or no, did we draw the emergence, or did we, no, we searched it, dubbed. We drew the call by, of course. No, we weren't that lucky, but, yeah, cool, setting up the Protos here. So yeah, Chao Feng plus Protos, very, very nice setup. No dark special summons, no light effects, but unfortunately we're playing against Prank Kids, which alongside well, actually, not even alongside Trizu, because all of Trizu's boss monsters are dark. So, Prank Kids is like the one deck out there in the meta where Chao Fang plus Protoss calling dark actually does not do a single thing to them. And unfortunately, the Chi Shao effect isn't really going to do a whole lot here either. Now, we do have the call by, which is nice. Let's see if they have a cross out for that. They don't. Good. Okay. But yeah, like the Chi Shao on board negate isn't even really that good against Prank Kids. It really only stops Dodo Doodle Doo. Oh, they going for Rocket Ride? Yeah, they're going for Rocket Ride. Okay, I was gonna say they aren't that lucky. Or no, Weather Wash. Wait, Weather Washer? Not Rocket Ride? Maybe they're just planning on using it as a material. This also might be an optimal line. It's been way too long since I've played Prank Kids consistently. I mean, obviously I covered it last season. I played it a little bit for that, but it's just been so much Sword Soul just trying to learn it for me lately. Oh, that's right. There's the attack buff and drop from the palace. I actually forgot. Not the palace, the place. Prank Topless. It's been a while. Kudos, actually, if you know what that's a reference to. Prank Topless is a specific reference. Maybe this is a little less tasteful, but the World Prank Center is also another reference if you get that. But yeah, if you don't, you don't. So yeah, looks like we do negate the Dodo Doodle Doo search here, which actually in this specific line is pretty good, because it means they don't really have a, well, they can use this Dodo Doodle Doo. No, they can't actually they can't do the tribute to get a Pandemonium back from their grave. Ooh, they have the triple tactic talents though. Are they gonna get, yeah, because this will be negated, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. Target one effect monster in the field, negate its effects. Huh, I thought that would have negated all Doodle Doodle Doo effects until the end of the turn, but I guess not. I guess it's that specific copy. I don't know. That's definitely a yikes, though, of 3 back row. One of them we know is a Pandemonium to go for a Battle Butler. 2 other back row in addition to that. Ugh. How are we going to get out of this one? I guess we'll find out. Ooh, Vessel sending the Vishuda. Okay, and then they're going to respond with the Pandemonium. You know, the Protoss, I guess, at the very least, won't be destroyed, so we do have that going for us. And then since the Battle Butler will still be on board, because the Meow Meow Moo, we could, not that, I mean, we have other plays in our hand, but, because this has come up when I've played Sword Soul against Prank Kids with Protoss. Against Prank Kids, the best thing to call is definitely Wind, because that means no Battle Butler, no Fansies, and no Doodle Doodle Doo. They can't special summon any of those, so... That won't shut them down from all their plays, but that'll definitely severely limit what they're able to do. So, yeah, as we can see, yeah, looks like Mixed P is in fact just calling Wind there with the Protoss. Then you might be wondering, like, wait, then they just summon Taya. How's that work? Or remember, it's only special summons that they can't do. They can't special summon Wind monsters, but flipping up the cross out for the Fusion Destiny, I suppose. Why not? You know. I mean, there are still enough Sword Soul decks that are playing DPE and Fusion Destiny that's still, I think, a good call. Well, I mean, it's an okay call. In this scenario, you know, what else was the Prank Kids player supposed to do, really? Alright, we're using Chi Shao here. Makes sense, because we don't really need the negate effect for this turn. Looks like they got the called by as well, but, like... I just shrugged. I don't know. I don't know why I assumed you could see that. But it's like, at this point, who cares? They already can't summon Winds. We've already got a Chi Shao on board. Well, I guess it's negated, but we can still use the negation effect next turn. Yeah, without the ability to summon Winds, though, there's really not a whole lot that Prank Kids can do. Like I said, that's no Fansies, no Doodle Doodle Doo, and no Battle Butler. So, yeah, that's going to be just to concede from the, or rather from Mixed P's opponent there. So, thank you very much, Mixed P, for submitting that game. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. Okay, next viewer, we're going to be taking games from his good old poop. There's a part of me that's like a little upset that actually makes me laugh, but you know what? I'm not that upset. Okay, I just got to figure out which replay I am looking for here. Ah, yes, it's going to be this one here. Wow, 18 turns. That is definitely a hell of a back and forth. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Looks like it's going to be... They're playing Trizu against a Sword Soul Tenyi. So yeah, I wanted to do it this way so I could show off also people's profiles. Because I imagine that's, you know, I imagine if you're fine sharing your ID on Twitter or YouTube, then you're fine me showing your profile. And then who knows, you might get some more followers. Now, unfortunately, we do know, because we saw there, that this game will result in a loss, but still 18 turns. I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. Also, this username looks familiar to me. I feel like I might have played against this person recently in Diamond, but I don't know. I could just be making that up. Okay, looks like we have a... I should have been paying more attention there. Did they ash our fractal? Was that what happened there? Ah, they did. They ashed the fractal. No, they didn't ash the fractal. They ashed the Nerval at the end. That's a little odd. Okay, you should definitely ash the fractal. If you ash the Nerval at the end, you're just setting yourself up to... I mean, you're just letting them set up their graveyard for a revolt. Yeah, you're setting yourself up to get revolted, basically. Which looks like is going to be what is happening here. Gonna banish the... Now, I think it's best to banish the Long Yuan, because if they have the Sword Soul token out, I guess they could summon a Taya or a Moye, but if they have the Taya, they could do it either way. Well, I guess no, they couldn't if we get rid of the token. Huh, so normally I like to leave the token, but you could actually make an argument for either case here. It would just depend whether... Okay, they actually did have Taya. Did they have something else to banish, though? Oh, they did, okay. They had the Ashina. Of course, the Ashina they discarded with Long Yuan. So, I don't know. If they had... Let me think for a second here. I'm still just trying to figure out if it was better to banish the Long Yuan or the token. And I'm not letting the results... I'm not letting the fact they're going into Baron now affect that. You know, you gotta be... That's another thing that's really easily... a really easy like mental trap to fall into is like it's called results-oriented thinking, where you retroactively think back like, oh, I should have done this play, but what you're basing that on is the result of what your opponent did, whereas it's not the right way to analyze it. We need to be thinking in terms of like oh wow, they're playing DPE as well. I was like, wait, what are they going into with Baron and Taya? The way that we need to be thinking about it is thinking back and being like, okay, given the circumstances and given what I knew, what was the best play? Because obviously in the heat of the moment, there's no way you could know specifically what your opponent does. And if you try to play around specific lines, then you open yourself up to getting, to being vulnerable to then other lines, so. Okay, we have a fractal set up here, so we do have that going for us. And we actually did manage to get the search off. There's no hand trap there, so that's also pretty nice. Now, unfortunately, though, our opponent just love the DPE. I think going for 4 was smart. If they weren't going to DPE in response to the Chaos Summon, then yeah, going for 4 just to get the Shurig out definitely was the smart play there. Looks like they are banishing the Shurig, or they are destroying the Shurig, which means we can banish the face down, and then yeah, that means we get the Shurig search as well. It's too bad though that we searched Karos. Did we have another option? Like, did we have another Tri-Brigade monster we could have searched, or are we out already? Because if we had to search like a Nerval or a Kit and then summon that, then we could have done another Banish from Grave effect here. We get set up our own DPE though, which is like, oh, this is it's always funny when this happens, right? The good old DPE versus DPE lock. Not lock, but let me see our Banish. Oh, no, I don't think we actually did. No, I think we did have one. Oh, but you can't search Nerval off Nerval. That, okay, so yeah, we were actually out of other Tri-Brigades to search. I figured that probably was the case, but, okay. Oh, they're using max seats as they can, right, use Celestial and get their draw to. And then, yeah, at this point, you know, when both players have a DPE, it's just kind of like a game of DPE chicken. Ah, although, yeah, it's another forcing us to blow up our own... Although blowing up our own Tenki is totally fine here. You do have to be a little bit careful when you're the first one activating DPE, though. It's typically better to be responding with your DPE if both players have it up. Although it obviously very much depends on the scenario here. That's also a really rough draw. Oh, did we not special the Ash with the Dasher? I think we should have done that. Even though it's like, yeah, we have the Ash and it's a hand trap and we like to use it as a hand trap. I think if we had specialed the Ash with Dasher, then we could have pitched Maxi much like our opponent did, and then we could have drawn 2 off of Celestial. And the Ash on board might not have even been completely irrelevant. It could have been possible to maybe, obviously it would depend on what we draw off Celestial, but go into access code using Ash as a material, potentially. Yeah, I think especially in a case like this where, like, we're not really looking to summon anything in particular off the Dasher. Although now we get to summon the Nibiru, which is really nice for the body, if nothing else. But, so let's see. I'm just trying to figure out, like, I guess we'll wait till next turn and see what the draw is there. Again, not basing whether or not it was right to Dasher for Ash, and then Celestial draw. I do think that was probably the right call, but I'm still interested to see what the result is. Because it could very well be that based on the result that this ends up being the better play. But again, that still doesn't necessarily mean it's a better play in a vacuum, so. Yep, here come the the DPEs. Yeah, I wondered if it was gonna be a bit of a DPE fest when I saw how long the game was, because again, you know, Sword Souls, like, there's actually quite a few more of them that play DPE than you might think out there, at least that I've run into on the ladder, and it is actually a pretty nice tool to have in the Sword Soul mirror match, is access to DPE. Okay, so actually it is nice to have the Ash here for the emergence. And they just have to set a monster and pass. Yeah, that's definitely nice. And then it was, okay, so the other draw was another Ash. So in this specific scenario, it was actually right not to use Dasher to summon that. Well, actually, we still don't know that, because it's not just that, oh, you would just draw an Ash and Nibiru, but there are other things we could have, like, after this, that we could have potentially drawn into sooner. Again, we'll just have to see how it plays out, but yeah, it looks like the main issue here, and I've had this happen with Tri-Zoo, it just happens sometimes where, like, we just ran out of Tri-Brigade, like, we don't have any more Tri-Brigade monsters in deck, we just have the one Nerval left. Maybe, although I'd have to go back and watch it again, maybe that second Fractal line, I can't remember if it was needed or not. Like, did we need that second Fractal line, like setting up the Fractal Kit Nerval to make plays? Because sometimes it's worth holding for this exact reason, like running out of Tri-Brigade monsters in deck. But again, that also might just be results-oriented thinking. This is a nice game because we get to talk about this concept that I don't think I have touched on a whole lot, that being results-oriented thinking. Yeah, just another reason to appreciate the viewer specials here. They just open up so many more conversations because we're seeing people other than me play. It's just also a nice breath of fresh air for me personally. I really like this series, so definitely keep submitting stuff, and I will definitely keep making these videos, without a doubt. Oh, that's a rough draw. Yeah, it looks like we're just the victim of bad top decks here, honestly, more than anything else. Well, and again, the fact that we have bad top decks is probably because we're out of Tri-Brigade monsters, but we could still be top decking, like, I don't know, the Nerval, or like a Zodiac monster, or anything. Anything that's not a hand trap or a dead fusion destiny. Oh, they're down to 500. Oh, this is so close. I like this Maxi. I like this a lot. This getting the cycle in at the very least. When we even drew, well, not that the Imperm could be live. Actually, the Imperm is live now. Let's just hope it's enough. Against, yeah, our opponent's got 3 cards in hand. Okay, they have the Moye, and we have the Imperm. Oh, and they have the Long Yuan. I bet they have another Sword Soul or Tenyi card, though. Or not Tenyi, Worm. I bet they do. Oh, they don't. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, but they can just DPE or DPE, and then, yeah. Oh, but we drew a Tenki. Oh, could this be it? Unless they have like an Ash in hand. Is it going to come down to whether or not they have an Ash? It might. Huh, I think... Hang on, I actually want to think about that for a second. Was it right to activate Tenki in main phase 1? Yeah, wasn't it definitely just right to activate Tenki? Because if we activate Tenki, unless we don't have any targets, if we're not playing Zodiacs. Did you... I'll have to look and see if you submitted... Actually, I can look right now and see if you submitted a deck list real fast. I don't think I saw one from you, though, Poop. Which, again, I'm still upset that makes you laugh as much as it does. Now, yeah, shoot, I wanted to see what the deck list looked like. If we're playing Zodiacs, if we have a target for Tenki, then I think it was right to activate Tenki main phase 1. It might have even been right without a target, because our opponent might have popped it with DPE. Well, no, they wouldn't have, because that would have just been lethal then. Huh, we must not have had targets. So they must not be playing Zodiacs here. That's the only reason I can think of why you wouldn't Tenki main phase 1. Because if we Tenki and add a Zodiac and then just summon that... Oh no, we do have a target. Well then yeah, I think we should have Tenki'd main phase 1, right? Because we Tenki... Hang on, let me think about this again for a second, make sure I'm not wrong here. So we activate Tenki for our Zodiac monster. And this again, while both DPEs are still up. We go into, like, Drident. They're at 500, so we could have gone into Drident, activate Drident to pop Moye, and then if they DPE the Zodiac at any point, that's fine, because we have an attack mode DPE. If they DPE the Tenki at any point, that's fine, because we have the... Yeah, so I think this game was winnable if we activated Tenki main phase 1 there. Oh, especially because, yeah, we would have the Celestial... Wait, draw. Wait, didn't we just do that? Yeah, I think we definitely should have activated it. And I mean, I've done that before, too, where it's like, you see the lethal on board and you just try to go for it. But I do think it was right to Tenki main phase 1. I know I've said that a couple of times. I don't mean to harp on you for it or anything. We all make misplays. I mean, how I've left in plenty of games where I misplay. You guys point them out all the time. But, yeah, I don't want to come off as like, because this series is definitely the last thing this series is like, oh, let's pick apart your replays. Like, no. I'm just offering, you know, my own constructive criticism here. So that's all I'm doing. I don't want to misconstrue my intentions here, because the series really is about you guys, and I want you all to feel appreciated in that regard. Oh, but I think is this where, yeah, because now they have the Moye effect, they get to resolve that. I think this is where, well, no, yeah, because we still get to blow it up with Trident. Now I'm just trying to figure out where, here we go, our opponent has another Droplet. Wait, they have another Droplet, didn't they already activate Droplet? Or did they, no, the Droplet got destroyed, that's what it was, got it, okay. Yeah, so it looks like this is the point where we lost control and in turn end up losing the game here. I could also be wrong about that whole Tenki thing. Let's talk about it in the comments. Would that have been lethal? I think it would have been. I don't think our opponent could have played around it with DPE in a way that it wouldn't have been lethal for us there. Because again, yeah, they DPE. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case. But, yeah, looks like they're going to battle over that, and then Chi Xiao's going to battle over our DPE, which will still come back, but now the problem is now they have Chi Xiao plus DPE, so, yeah, obviously they get to, you know, they get to not only have their DPE, but also negate ours, so. And then, yeah, Droplet by itself, unfortunately, is not going to do a whole heck of a lot here. Yeah, it was a real close game, though. It's a real nice back and forth, especially, you know, playing with Trizu against DPE, right? I mean, against Sword Soul, even if you're going first, can definitely be an uphill battle more often than not, so. Oh, wait, did they not negate our DPE? Or did they just... Oh, no, because they had to use theirs first, and then... Wait, and then we respond, and then they negate, right? Huh, that's odd. I'm still just trying to figure out, like, where exactly this game is at. Wait, why didn't they do that? Oh, because they searched. You can't use both effects in the same turn. Duh. Okay. I'm surprised I haven't had more games like this. I had a game that kind of went like this for a little bit, except that I had the call by for their DPE, so it ultimately ended up being fine for me. But I've never had a game yet where like it's this drawn out DPE versus DPE. But yeah, they have the Ecclesia and the Moye here. I'm pretty sure they can, yeah, they can just find lethal. Well, they can probably find lethal. I don't think it's actually guaranteed right now, because didn't they just normal that Ecclesia? If they drew something they can discard for a long Yuan, then they definitely have lethal. Oh, but they have a call by for your DPE now. Yeah, that'd do it. That'd do it. That is usually what it comes down to when it's DPE versus DPE, is who ends up getting called by. I always forget this comes back during the end phase too. Or wait, no, it's not this effect that does. It's oh no, what is this effect? It's because of DPE being a fusion monster. If you're confused why that Ecclesia keeps coming back, that's why. So, yeah, was a very, very close match that I do think was winnable, but I'd like to hear from the comments to get a second opinion, just in case I'm not, or just to make sure I'm not wrong about that. But thank you very much, Poop, for the submission. That's very, very nice there. Okay, I think we should have time for one more game. Let's go ahead and look at one more game. Yeah. Okay, so the final game for this video comes to us from Lynn, who is submitting a game where they are playing, looks like, Zodiac Tri-Brigade versus Sword Soul. Lynn also mentioned on Twitter that they have a YouTube channel, so feel free to go check that out. It's Lynn, spelled as it is here but without the spaces, and they have some Master Duel gameplay over there as well as some other games, so definitely go give them a look-see. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look-see at their game here. So that's going to be from, let's see. Looks like it's going to be this one here. Versus Nemesis, or Nemesin. I don't know. But, yeah, so it looks like they were playing Trizu versus Sword Soul. I like showing off this matchup because, again, Sword Soul's a little bit more favored, but I've got a soft spot for Trizu, so yeah, I like seeing games. Ooh, plus we're going second even. Wow, that's extra impressive. Being able to get out a win against Sword Soul with Trizu going second. Although it's not like it's impossible. Like, just because a matchup is unfavored doesn't mean you'll, like, never win it, you know? Okay, looks like they got their standard plays here, but we have a Max C live, so that's always good. Ooh, we're playing a Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. That's an interesting little tech there. I've considered playing this card before. It doesn't negate, which is an important thing to keep in mind, but still destroying cards when they activate their effects, definitely still very useful. Okay, yeah, looks like they're doing a very minimal line here to play around Max C, but they did set up a blackout, which is important to keep in mind, so... we got a Tenki here, looks like for the Zoo Monster. Of course, we do already have the Fractal. And then we can Droplet in order to play around to both Chi Xiao and the Blackout. I really, really like this line. Oh, excuse me. Oh man, got the hiccups still. I really, really like this line, especially because it's not obvious, but it's still very, very good. Because now that we've destroyed their Blackout, yeah, now we can use Fractal to set up the graveyard. And, oh, we even have the Zodiac, so we can still special the Chaos. I love this line. Holy crap. Oh, no, we do we not have an... Oh, we didn't have enough Tri-types engraved, that's what it was. Wait, yeah, we did, didn't we? Or no, what was it that was stopping us from going off there? It might not have been anything, honestly. We could have just been setting up the... Oh, it was the Fusion Destiny. I knew there was something. That's what it was. Okay, but yeah, looks like we got another Max C off here, so that's really nice. But I really liked that line from from Lynn there. I don't even, it's honestly probably one that I wouldn't have even come up with, because I have a bad habit of like looking at cards and being like, oh, you can only use that card in this scenario. Like I look at Fusion Destiny, it's like, okay, after we've tried to, you know, after we've tried to do our combos, then we can Fusion Destiny. But no, like Lynn did here, it's often right to just, you know, do a card like Fusion Destiny, even at what might seem like a weird time. To do a more optimal line of play there. Looks like they are getting the negate off here. Yeah, Lynn did mention in the tweet that they made a little mistake with the DPE lock, but that's alright. We all make mistakes, and it definitely doesn't mean that the game is unwinnable just because we make a mistake. Because I see a lot of people do that. Not like a lot, but more than I think I should when I'm playing, like on ladder. Like I'll see somebody make a misplay, and then they just like rage, like insta-quit the game. And it's just like, well, no, the game wasn't over. You know, just because you made the mistake, it's definitely still possible to come back. I mean, this is albeit a very, well, not this, but I mean, yeah, this is a relatively minor mistake, but you know, screw up the DPE lock in a scenario like this. But even if you do make a more major misplay, if it doesn't end the game right there, then, you know, that doesn't mean that the game is necessarily over. It just, you know, that just means we play through it. As I've said before, what you have to be doing every game, no matter what, is just playing. They Nibiru us back. That's really funny, actually. Is just playing optimally, you know? Just making the optimal play no matter what the situation. I do love that no you, the clapback Nibiru there, but yeah, we have more than enough cards in hand thanks to that Max C in order to finish off the game there. So thank you very much, Lynn. Again, go check out their YouTube channel, which is Lynn, but I believe there's no spaces, so it's just, you know, how you would normally type it, for some more Master Duel and other gaming content. But yeah, I think that's all the time we have for today, so let us go to the outro now. Okay, everybody, thank you so very much for watching this viewer special. Because, of course, it's not only important that we submit replays, but also that we're, you know, watching other people's replays to keep this series going there. But honestly, even if these videos underperform, which they kind of do a little bit, that's totally fine with me. Because as long as, like, my main concern is just giving you guys the opportunity to have your turn, you know, on the channel. Because again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I do not consider this my YouTube channel. I consider this our YouTube channel. I really do too. Again, if you want to submit replays to be shown on the channel, you're going to want to check out my Twitter, link in the description, where you'll find a pinned tweet. There you can share your player ID as well as the date and time and or the name of your opponent, just so I know the specific game. And yeah, then I'll be able to show them here on the channel. And again, if you don't have a Twitter to share it in the pinned tweet, that's fine. You can just leave it as a YouTube comment. Again, I want to stress as well, please leave the replays up and make sure they're public as well. There was one person in particular, N64 Central, who I see comments on my videos all the time. I really wanted to show one of their replays, but I went to their profile, I didn't see any. So I double checked the player ID to make sure I typed it in right. It should have been the right player. So again, just make sure you're keeping those up and or making them public so that I am able to view them. And again, if your replay didn't get featured in this video, don't worry, because I definitely could not get to all the replays shared in just this one video, and there is still a good chance that yours will appear in a later viewer special. But yeah, that's about all I've got for today. Once again, I want to thank you very much for watching, especially to the very end of the video like this. I'm also very appreciative if you are commenting and subscribing. As I've said many times now, that viewer interaction in the comments and with my subscribers is my favorite part about doing this channel. So love to hear from you guys, but as long as you're just watching, that is a-okay with me. So without further ado, this is XLex signing out. Hope you have a fantastic day.